the digital age, a new gold rush is underway. But this time, it's not happening in mines. It's happening on YouTube, a platform that has transformed ordinary individuals into global sensations.
People would make millions, hundreds of millions from YouTube, but it ties to traction. That is the only way for that to happen. Traction, lots of traction, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, consistently.
When YouTube launched, it was just an unusual website to share videos.
YouTube was launched in 2005. It's always been there. You know, although now it has more features, more aesthetics and probably better user experience. But what has evolved more is how people see the platform.
There's nothing that you want to do today that you can't learn on YouTube. A lot of the things I know today, I learned so much of them from YouTube itself. So the impact it has today is limitless.
When YouTube launched, it was just an unusual website to share videos. Today, YouTube is a launchpad for fame, fortune, and dreams.
The beautiful thing about YouTube is your old content keeps making revenue. So if I stopped making content today, I'm still assured of making revenue consistently every month.
Since I got monetized, my paycheck has never been delayed. I get it often.
I've always had this idea of traveling the world. Just maybe just a few countries, a few high-end countries I've not been to, right? And the interesting thing is that when I'm applying for visas, I write there that I'm a YouTuber and I own this YouTube channel, and that's it, right? And I get the visas approved.
YouTube is one of the most powerful media platforms on the planet, transforming everyday people into global superstars.
YouTube is a low-cost platform. You don't pay anything to be on it. You don't have to spend money to be on it.
A boy called Efe. This guy was a secondary school teacher in Warri. He was being paid 60,000 naira every month. Say, go and teach mathematics on YouTube. Of course, I guided him. But I told him, I said, you have your students. Those are your first subscribers. So give them assignments on your channel to prepare your channel to start, right? So he started. I had a conversation with him over a year ago. Efe framed $100 in frame and put it in his sitting room. That's the first money he made on YouTube, right? And he was doing about $1,000 a month on YouTube at that point, teaching mathematics. His life has changed. He got married. He has a child, so that's success.
Every day, thousands of young creators start their own YouTube channels, hoping to achieve fame and fortune. Yet, only a fraction truly make it big.
YouTube is the hardest network to crack.
My first month on YouTube, I made about $50. It wasn't a lot. And that's something that happens to a lot of young YouTubers. When they start, they think that once you start on YouTube, you make millions of naira, in a month and all. Then in the first month, you make $50 or $100 and you are discouraged.
There's some days when I felt like YouTube hated me, but I kept going because I enjoyed the work. So if I didn't enjoy the work, I would have given up.
According to recent studies, becoming a YouTuber is now one of the most desirable jobs in the world.
The minute you get that aha experience with YouTube that, oh my God, I can actually have content on this platform that can live forever, you begin to act differently towards the platform.
YouTube is one of the most reliable ways to earn growing revenue.
YouTube is a search engine. It is more a search engine on the same level as Google, just is the video version.
Despite the allure, the reality is stark. Only a small percentage of YouTubers actually make a living wage from their videos.
A lot of people, when they hear that, yes, you can make a lot of money from YouTube, they jump on it. They don't know that it takes some time to actually, get things going. Before you can gain 200, 300, 500, 1,000 followers on YouTube.
For you to get your channel monetized for ad revenue, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. To get 1,000 subscribers is very, very easy. But the 4,000 watch time hours is where the problem is.
One of my favorite YouTubers at the moment is a lady called Nezeville. and all she does is just gist. And these are things you can get easily on Wikipedia, but just the way she tells the story makes me watch. I don't watch because of what she's telling me, I watch because of her. Those are the kind of people that do well on YouTube.
There are stories of ordinary people becoming millionaires through their channels.
It's entirely possible to be a millionaire in dollars from YouTube.
I did about $9,000 in a month. It was like crazy for me, right? I was like, oh, this is actually possible. I've had moments like that on YouTube.
I have I want to mention their name, a brand that invited me to come and help them work on their content. As at the time I was with them, they were already making like $70,000 monthly on YouTube.
I was just chatting with someone on Instagram. He just got his channel monetized this month, so he's expecting to cash out next month. He has already made $900. He's about to, withdraw $900, and the month is not yet ended though.
So, what separates the success stories from the rest?
The difference between a successful YouTuber and a struggling one, or the one underperforming, I think the major thing is the mindset. The mindset, because on YouTube, you can be struggling today, maybe the next morning, you can be the superstar.
The essential things to put in place to make money from YouTube would be first, lead with value.
Value trumps aesthetics at every point in time.
You must have your content in a story-like manner. There must be a beginning, a middle, and an ending, and not just you're starting the end from the beginning and beginning from the end.
You can spend 1 million naira on this content and it doesn't do well, and you spend 300,000 naira on this content and it does well. You can spend great cameras, 4K cameras, and it doesn't do well. You can use your phone and it does well. So that can be frustrating. But anybody who follows those things is on a wild goose chase.
A lot of people come with that mentality of, my content is good, it should do well. Like, I know what I put into my content, and I'm like, the others also put value in their content. You are not the only one that's created valuable content. So is that entitlement to success that is the first undoing of every YouTuber that is struggling now?
I don't use thumbnails. And one of the things people tell you when you start doing YouTube is you must have great thumbnails, I mean, you have to have a thumbnail, but I don't create a thumbnail. I just, whatever YouTube selects as my thumbnail automatically is what I use. And like that, I have gotten a million views on some videos.
How does one become a successful YouTuber?
Go for the money, go for the trends, viral content, polarized conversation, look for trouble, just go all in. Your focus is views. Your values might be at stake. That's another conversation, yeah? Your core values, your family values, your faith values might be at stake because you are focused on clout. Yeah, but that is a strategy and you will make lots of money from that.
I think that the only reason why we've succeeded on YouTube is because the content is high quality content and it's consistent high quality content.
The journey often begins with a unique concept. What will your channel be about?
Most times you are creating video for yourself. You are not making it for an audience. You make video first, then you start looking for title and all of those things.
You need to just narrow down to the exact thing you want people to know you for.
So when you put money first, you might run into challenges in the long run. The first thing to do is, find a way to provide value.
The key, some say, is to find a niche and cater to a specific audience.
Finding a niche. That's one thing that aspiring YouTubers miss.
I think it's something that every individual have to figure out for themselves. So it's something that you're comfortable in, and you also have to pay attention to things like profitability, because there are niches that are not profitable.
If you cannot narrow down to the kind of audience, the target market that I actually want, or the kind of audience that you want to relate with you, that might be a challenge.
When you come to niching on YouTube, it's very, very key. But that shouldn't be a factor that will delay you from creating your content.
Quality is also key.
Don't just shoot anything anyhow. Make sure that you're using good quality cameras. With mobile phones right now, people can shoot nice content with it.
People focus on all those unnecessary things, like having a tag, having a description, having this, having that. You know, yes, it's good to have a good headline, maybe good thumbnail, great. But the most important thing is the content itself.
Engage with your audience, then build a loyal community that trusts and supports you.
For audience engagement and building a loyal community, it will do a bit more with your vibe, your energy on the camera, because now they've clicked. Anything after they click is on you.
I think the people who succeed on YouTube are those who are able to do content consistently that resonates with a particular community. You know, so they do it well consistently. Whatever it is you choose.
Have good relationship with your audience. You need to be real, you need to be authentic, and also you need to provide value. Because if you are real and you are not giving out value, definitely no one will come around.
The interesting about YouTube is that a view is a human being. Like if I was doing an event, if I was doing a live show and 1,000 people showed up, that's success. So you're doing YouTube and 1,000 people show up to watch a video, you think, that's not a lot, but that's 1,000 human beings who take your work seriously. So just that affirmation constantly, that people see the work, appreciate the work, and support the work is a huge blessing.
Behind every success is the algorithm. The algorithm is both the judge and the jackpot.
When I started YouTube, I didn't know anything about algorithm. That is why I think people who are starting out right now, and if you listen to me, you have a better opportunity than I did when I started, right? Because I didn't even know that there was a word called algorithm at that point in time, you know. So the algorithm is very important, and it's actually built to help you if you understand how it works.
The job is, do you have great content? Can you deliver it consistently? Because nobody is really in control of that algorithm. The only things you have control over are, is the content good and am I consistent? Then you can add to it, do I have a great headline? Then you can add to it, maybe, because everybody keeps talking about this thumbnail, so I must be wrong. So maybe you should get a great thumbnail.
So if you understand how the algorithm works, it's your friend. The algorithm knows that people are actually searching for this keyword, and your video answers this particular question, this keyword, right? So there's a very high chance of that algorithm placing your video at the top of the search engine result page.
One of the things that the algorithm looks at to promote your video is your click-through rate and your watch time. So when your click-through rate is high, if your watch time is not high, they will not recommend your videos in the feed.
The algorithm wants people to spend more time on YouTube. So if your video is good enough to keep them on the platform for a longer period of time, it automatically promotes your video to a wider audience.
I think most people don't spend enough time on the actual content. They spend enough time on everything else. Oh, the algorithm. What is the algorithm doing today? What's the algorithm doing tomorrow?
You need to understand how the algorithm works. What are the algorithms looking for to promote your videos? So if you have this understanding and you consistently put out work with this understanding, so success is definitely sure for you.
Monetization is the heartbeat of the YouTube economy, but it's far more complex than just racking up views.
Monetization is in two levels. There's monetization of YouTube paying you when people watch your videos. And there's the monetization of, having your YouTube videos drive revenue offline in your business. Or maybe, brand deals, collaborations, speaking gigs, and all of that.
When you get your channel monetized, that is where the real work starts.
The common mistakes, if you're trying to monetize for YouTube money, the common mistakes is not doing content that is going to give you that massive traction. You're doing boring content. You will not make substantial money from YouTube.
We have our revenue from YouTube. And no matter what happens, every month we are short of at least 4 figures in dollars from YouTube.
If your goal is, I will do anything to get YouTube to pay me, then you want to focus on content that's going to drive lots and lots of engagement. Maybe create a channel that targets scandalous conversations, or a channel that does polarized conversations. Or brings scandals to life. Or you're talking about crime stories, or you're doing skits and stunts, comedy, just Let people just spend their whole day on your channel, whatever it takes.
Monetizing content through YouTube advert revenue alone rarely pays the bills. That's where brand sponsorships come in. But sponsorships aren't handed out. Brands want reach. But more than that, they want authenticity.
For a YouTuber to attract a brand, you must have value. You must have that value, because when you upload random things, when you upload controversial things, no brand will want to associate with anything that is controversial.
Nobody wants to put millions of naira into someone that doesn't have huge followership.
As a YouTuber, you must be aware of your personal branding, because your personal branding is what will attract brands as well. If your value or the kind of content you make doesn't align with the value of the brands, they won't reach out to you. And that's how most brands operate.
My show, for all the success of the show, some people have called the #1 talk show in the region, all of that, struggle to get advertising.
Striking digital gold and turning a YouTube channel into a lucrative venture is not without its obstacles. It comes at a price, the pressure to perform.
There's this pressure to put out more content, be more consistent, show up, and when sponsorships started coming in, you might have like 10 different persons paying you money to make videos for them. So you are under constant pressure to actually put those contents out, and you don't want to disappoint.
Success also comes with mental fatigue and negative feedback.
For me personally, what I do is that it depends on how negative the comment is, right? Sometimes I just delete the comments. And one thing I've also done is that I have there are certain words that I have censored on YouTube. So once you use it in my comment section, it goes into that place where I have to approve it before it gets to the public.
In the race for attention, YouTube creators chase trends. Trends can catapult a video to millions of views overnight.
Trending doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I have to be the first person to leverage it. It can also mean that you are joining the massive conversation, the massive movement. And it always helps when content creators can take advantage. While it is hot and trending, take advantage. You can spike your engagement, you can spike the growth of your channel. And then when the trend dies down, you move to the next trend.
Today's top creators are building empires beyond YouTube, leveraging their fame into real-world ventures.
Outside the YouTube ecosystem, it's also good that you find a way of making money, because one thing you need to understand is that this YouTube revenue is not regular. It's not something that maybe you are earning $500 every month, $500 or $1,000 every month. Then maybe it would be like that forever. It doesn't work that way.
I saw the course on Udemy. It was a YouTube SEO course, how to actually do your keyword research and all of those things. And I think the first month I did that, I did about $4,000 on Udemy, right? It was amazing.
One of the big mistakes I made was not to do Nollywood films on YouTube. Because the Nollywood film guys are killing it. Some of them are making up to 70 million naira per month. If you calculate 70 million per month, over 12 months, that is about 840 million naira. Yeah? If you save money well, in 2 years, that can make you a millionaire in dollars. It's not even a complex calculation.
Are you ready to turn your YouTube dreams into reality?
I see people say that I'm trying to get a studio. I'm trying to buy lights. I'm trying to buy a camera before I start on YouTube. Personally, I see that as procrastination, excuses, right? So my advice is start with what you have right now.
When I started, the major challenge was, speaking to the camera. But right now, at this level that I am at now, it's more of issue of, being more entrepreneurial. My challenge now is how to explore, content creating in a more entrepreneurial way.
The way the mindset is wired for those that succeed is that they are open to learning. They know that, okay, it's not magic to get this kind of result. and they ask the right questions, get the right support.
The YouTube boom is more than a moment. It's a movement. A revolution of creativity, commerce, and connection. The question now is, who will strike gold next?